Who wants to talk fairway woods? Because I do. Hi everyone, James Robinson here, and in this video we're going to have an in-depth look at the TAYLORMADE M4 fairway wood and also the PING G400 fairway wood. We're going to do a bit of a comparison, see which one feels best in here in the studio and also see which one feels best out there on the golf course. Let's get straight to it and compare them. So technology wise, let's start with the G400, and to be fair, there's not a lot we can really talk about with this. We've got the turbulators on the top here. If you've seen my vlog with the driver, you may have heard the accent change, but I'm not going to do that. I've grown up since then. I think we all needed to, didn't we? So with the G400, you do get the adjustable neck, you do get a key with it, so you don't have to use a Titleist one, but this was the first one that came to hand. And you can adjust this by either 0.6 or a full degree. So for me here, I've set this up to 15.1. At standard, it's 14.5. So it's a little bit stronger than your average 3 wood, just a tiny bit. Usually they're about 15. I've put it up to 15.1 just to bring it in line with the TAYLORMADE M4. Let's take a look at that one. Actually, you don't get a key with the fairway woods, do you? You get one with the drivers, but no, companies don't give you a key with the fairway woods now. So if you haven't got an adjustable driver and you buy an adjustable fairway wood and you don't have a key to adjust the adjustable fairway wood because you don't have an adjustable driver, you're screwed really, aren't you? But there you go, I'm sure your pro will lend you one because I know we lend them out all the time. On to TAYLORMADE M4 fairway wood. Now the big talking point with the TAYLORMADE range this year, M3, M4, what is it? You're going to tell me before I tell you. It's face twist. Now the woods don't have face twist in them. The TAYLORMADE M4 is pretty much as standard as a wood can come now. It doesn't have the adjustable hosel. It doesn't have a tracking system on the back to move the weight around. It is a standard 15-degree head, carbon composite with a bit of a speed channel in here just to help you get those ball speeds on off-center hit. They're both a stock stiff shaft that they're going to come with on the shelf. Again, if you're going to go and buy any clubs at all, go and get yourself fitted. All that aside, I personally think the TAYLORMADE does take it for looks. I think the turbulators are a little bit... I've never really took to the turbulators. That's the polite way that I'm going to say it. Let's get in the net, let's hit some and see what the data says. So I guess in a comparison, you've got to say the G400 goes one up on the fact that it has the adjustability factor on the hosel, even though the M4 does, for me, look a lot nicer. Let's get started. I'm going to go G400 to start with, then compare it with the M4. And you know, it's a funny thing with fairway woods because ideally what you're looking for out of a fairway wood is consistency, not necessarily distance. But when we fit for fairway woods, you always start talking about the distance. So you need the best of both worlds realistically. Let's have a first hit with the G400. That felt a little bit toey. Not bad at all, that's held its speed. It's out there at 225, which for me for a 3 wood isn't a bad number at all. Let's go again. So looking down at the G400 fairway wood, it does fill me with that little bit of confidence actually because it's a big looking head. Some fairway woods, the heads look absolutely tiny and I've never understood that. When you stood over a fairway wood and you're hitting it off the tee because you're trying to play safe, the last thing you want to look at is the head the similar size of a golf ball. Let's see if we can hit a fairway with this one. That felt a better swing. Quite a long way to the right, and you can see there again quite a toey strike, so not the best strike. The face is geared open and it's just staying out to the right a little bit there. So that's interesting. Although it looks forgiving, maybe it's not that forgiving. Come on, stood on the first tee and you need to hit the fairway. The pressure's on. That felt really good. More out the middle, much straighter golf shot, little fade down the middle, and that's up there at like 245, 250. That's absolutely massive. If you've watched any of my drive reviews, you know that my driver pitches anywhere from 250 to 260, depending on how good for me the driver is. That's a long way. Okay, last shot with the G400, and then it's time for the M4. Toey again. And way right. So to sum up this G400 in the studio session, hit this part of the face, and it's pretty good. Hit this part of the face, and I'm struggling to hit fairways and I'm struggling to find fairways. Let's see how the M4 compares against this. If anything, it needs to be that little bit more forgiving. Although this looks forgiving, for me, not really giving me that confidence once I've hit it a few times to think I can hit a fairway with this every single time. TAYLORMADE M4. I am hitting all these shots off the ground as well, just to give it a fairer test rather than teeing them up. So looking down at this initially, the head does look that little bit smaller. Let's see how it plays. First swing felt good. And interestingly there, that's got a tiny bit left. None of the G400s went left. Not a long way though, I could deal with that. Pitching out there at 244 and running up to 249, now I'm 250. So again, there's no such thing as twist face yet in the fairway woods. Part of me thinks that's because they haven't got the technology sorted to put it in this club. Part of me thinks they're waiting to see how the public take to the twist face, then they might put it in the next generation if people buy into it. What do you think? That one was a little bit heavy, but it's gone straight down the middle of the fairway with a tiny little fade. For me, that's what I'm looking for from a fairway wood. I want to be able to mishit it a little bit and it go down the middle. I don't want to be looking for it in the rough when I've played safe. Okay, let's go one more with the M4 in here, then we're going to go outside. That was by far the best swing of the day, and it did come a little bit out the heel, so it's got a bit of the left to right, as you can see there. It's come out a little bit lower, but that's up there at 255. That's massive for me for a fairway wood. So that's it for the studio part. Let's get outside, because hopefully it's stopped raining, and we can test them out on the course and see what the dispersion's like and play to a few greens. Let's do it. Okay, we're out here on the golf course and we have got 245 yards. Now this is a par 5 at fixed bid. There's two running kind of simultaneously with a par 3 in the middle. We're going to miss out the par 3 because that has nothing to do with the fairway woods that we're testing. I'm going to hit some down here. I'm going to go one shot each because that's all we get on the golf course, and it's quite a windy day. Didn't need to do that because it is quite windy, but I just like the idea of doing it. Okay, so I'm going to go G400 first, and I have a ball marked up for the G400, and then I'm going to go plain ball for the M4. They're both Pro V1s, both the same ball. Let's do it.
Don't be afraid, won't let you fall back.
I absolutely ripped that one, but it's gone a long way left. Let's see how the M4 goes. That was a lot better, that was online. Not quite as good a strike actually, but it's gone the distance. Let's get down there and see where they both are. So we've got there the M4, pretty much pin high left from, like we said, 240 odd, 50 yards. I can't see the G400 just yet, and it could be in there. Let's go have a look. The G400 was better struck, so it may well have flown it, but it gets back to that forgiveness factor. I didn't feel like I hit it that bad, and it went a long way left. However beautiful these look, it's not where you want to be for your approach on the par 5, is it? So we're going to go G400, lost ball. So I'd be back up there, hitting in again. Not what we want on the par 5. We want to attack these par 5s, don't we? Let's go on to the next par 5 and see what happens there. So far, M4's winning. Okay, so we're out here on another par 5. Again, I'm at about 250 yards. However, this one plays uphill and into the wind a little bit. So I'm really going to have to control the ball flight. Let's see which one of these fairway woods does it better. As you can tell so far, the G400 is doing it for me. So much for controlling the ball flight. I've absolutely hammered that one, but it just went straight up into the air, into the wind. That's going to be a long way short. Let's take a look at the G400 now. Much better trajectory on that one, came out a lot lower, but unfortunately it's because it came out of there, if you can see that, so it came out the bottom of the club. Let's get up there, see where they are, and round this up, because again, in one of my videos, it's starting to rain. Okay, so we've just flown up to the green, see what I did there? And actually, both balls are a little bit closer than what I thought. So the G400 is here, so just short right, which for me, in this wind, I'm gonna take that all day long. And surprisingly, it's the M4 actually, which I thought I was gonna be really disappointed with. But actually, we take a look over here, and we're just in this greenside bunker, as you can see. Now, if I just pan the camera directly across at 90 degrees on the fairway, you can see there that the G400's there. If I would have hit that high shot with the G400, I don't think it would be anywhere near there. I think it would be back down there a little bit. So as you can see from the studio and on the golf course, there's not really that much more I need to say. Very impressed with the M4. I think it's good they haven't gone with all the twist face and tried to put that in the fairway woods. They've just kept them nice and simple, and they are simple and they're very, very good. There's no adjustability on them, and to be fair, I don't mind that in a fairway wood. I like to be able to just get it, hit it, and it go the number. The G400, I don't know if it's the way it sits or the way it looks. I just don't feel comfortable with it at all. That's not to say that it's not for you. If you're going to go and get a fairway wood, make sure you go and get fitted for them and try them all, as I'm doing here. Guys, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. See you soon.